I'm Trish from A Touch of Magic and we're getting into the festive spirit. So today we are going to do a cake topper. We're going to do a Christmas parcel and we're also going to do a very quick Christmas cracker. Fabulous for little fingers. So if you've got 2, 3, 4, 12 kids at home and they need to be occupied during Christmas, this is the perfect project for them. So we're going to start with the Christmas parcel. So we have a bit of sugar paste. Now sugar paste is sort of a pliable fondant. It's nice and soft. You need to manipulate it for just a few minutes first before you use it. I'm using corn flour and icing sugar in a pop sock. It's great because you can dust your workstation without getting covered in icing sugar. Also, tiny bit on your hands will actually prevent the modelling from sticking to your fingers. So roll your bit of paste into your hands. Now it's quite large because what we want is we want the depth of the parcel. So slightly flatten, not too much because we don't want a thin parcel. And then just using a sharp knife, cut into the shape of a square. And if it's slightly rounded, stand it up, slice off the base, and give it a tap so we have the shape. Now, I score the end with the knife, so almost like a V. And then on the other side, again, another V. And it's to give the impression that it's a wrapped, folded parcel. Now the next thing, what's great are these tubes of writing icing. Now I can just see it's upside down, Dr. Utker, but they're fantastic tubes on standby because I've had mine, anytime I'm using them, I'll manipulate them first and the heat of your hands will actually soften the icing that little bit better. And then lift it up and put it onto the cake board to make it that little bit easier. And with a steady hand, and do remember to breathe. So I'm just piping a line all the way down and breathe. Down again. And they're going to create a loop. So into a circle. And this just gets, practice. But the icing in these bags are lovely and soft. So you've got the start of your Christmas parcel. So put the cap back on because it's great because it doesn't dry out the icing and you can use this again and again and again. Fabulous. So the next thing, moving on, we've got our Christmas cracker. Christmas cracker green, the size, almost the same colour as your grape. So roll it into a ball first and then into a sausage. Now what you're going to do is either end you're going to open up at the back of a paintbrush. So using the back of your paintbrush, you can see my fingers are dusted again with the icing sugar and corn flour mix so it doesn't stick. In goes the paintbrush and rotate it a little bit. So what you're doing is you're creating a hollow. Flip it over on the other side and again push in your paintbrush and create the hollow. Now this one is a bit of a chunky cracker, so I need to roll it out to thin it out a little bit. And this time then with the back of a knife, because I find if I'm using the front part of the knife or the serrated bit, the issue is you might actually slice off the carrot. I nearly said the carrot, the cracker. So gently push with the back of your knife to indent your cracker. And again on the other side. And then I just score very closely here. Again, it's the V. And the V just gives the impression of the gathering or the puckering of your cracker. And again, steady hand. Pinch the end. And again, if you find that you've lost the frill of the cracker, just push it out with your back of your paintbrush. And really, the tools that you need for this really are your magical fingers and a paintbrush. You really don't need anything else. That costs a lot of money. And you've got your little Christmas cracker. So you can't really see it. When it's on a board, it looks, So if you have your cupcake, and these miniature cupcakes are fantastic. You get a box of them, 20, 24, keeps kids happy, wet, miserable Sunday, and you've got something to do. Doesn't necessarily have to have a Christmas theme, but they're always great on standby. Again, cut out your disc. I have put a tiny bit of chocolate spread on the top of this because I'm not going to the bother of making buttercream because you want something fast, easy, quick. So again, I gently press the icing on top of your cupcake And don't press down too hard with your fingers or you'll just indent it too much. Slightly rotate it as well, smooth it on your hand. Little bit, I like to use lemon oil, tiny bit of lemon oil, and wipe off the excess off your hand. You can use water as well, tiny dab on the cupcake, and another little bit side by side where the cracker is going to be. And with my parcel, you want a generous gobful of parcel and a cracker, and you've got your Christmas cake tops.